This is the face of Bella in the Wych Elm, a woman whose ritualistic killing sparked one of Britain's greatest murder mysteries. She was victim of a tangled wartime web of espionage and black magic some 75 years ago. In April 1943, 4 teenage boys discovered a skeleton in the hollowed-out body of a wych elm tree. At first, the boys only found the skull, initially believing it to be the remains of an animal. They pulled it out with a stick, soon realizing the horrible truth of what they'd found. Understandably freaked out, the boys put the skull back, and made a pact to keep their discovery to themselves, as they were trespassing on private land when they made the grisly find. The secret weighed on the youngest boy, Tommy Whittels, who told his parents, and a full investigation began. Despite extensive detective work, and a public appeal, the police could not identify the body, nor zero in on the exact cause of death. Then the mysterious graffiti began appearing around town, asking the ominous question, who put Bella in the wych elm? And every few years it comes back. Hagley Wood is located within Worcestershire, a county in the West Midlands in England. It was also private property, belonging to one Lord Cobham, and a great place for illegal poaching. It was for this reason that the 4 boys who discovered the body were hesitant to report their findings, and why Bob Farmer first climbed the elm tree, assuming there would be birds' nests to raid. The boys only found the human skull, with tufts of hair and missing teeth. However, police quickly recovered an entire female body from within the tree. She was estimated to be around 35 years old, and was wearing a gold ring, a shoe, and remnants of clothing. She was, however, missing a right hand, bones from which were later found scattered nearby. Forensics estimated the body had been in the trunk for 18 months. There was a fragment of taffeta in her mouth, which suggested the victim had died of suffocation, and most chillingly, it was determined the body must have been placed within the hollow trunk while still warm, as once rigor mortis had set in, it would have been impossible to fit within the tight confines. This was clearly a murder case, although police couldn't identify the victim, and had no suspects. It seemed like a dead end. Then that Christmas a disturbing piece of graffiti written in chalk appeared on a wall in a nearby neighborhood, asking, who put Bella down the wych elm? This was the first time a name had been attached to the victim, and police were obviously interested. Despite a public plea for whoever wrote this to come forward, they remained silent. Similar messages kept popping up around town, seemingly written in the same hand, asking variants on the same question, who put Bella in the wych elm? The graffiti rang with the implication that somebody knew the answer to the question. The name Bella, or Lubella, suggested the artist was aware of the identity of the victim, and led to reports of a Birmingham-based prostitute named Bella, who went missing in 1941. The timeline fit, although there were no dental records or relatives to help further match the victim. The only other presented explanation didn't come until 1953, a full decade after the body was found. Una Mossop claimed her cousin Jack had confessed to putting the body in the tree, with the help of a Dutchman named Van Rolt. The pair were reportedly drinking with an extremely drunk woman at a nearby pub, and after she passed out on the way home, put her in the trunk in the hopes she would see this as a wake-up call. This dubious tale was further discredited by the fact Jack Mossop was confined to a mental hospital some years earlier, dying there before the body was even found. If he had told his cousin this story, why did she wait 10 years to report it? The decades rolled by, and the mystery deepened. The missing right hand, the evil-looking wych elm, and the mysterious messages led to locals spinning the murder into legend. A ritualistic killing. Wartime espionage. A jilted love story. Who was leaving the graffiti around the town, and what did they know? Perhaps modern DNA would answer the riddle, but, unfortunately, the skeleton has disappeared as mysteriously as it got into the tree in the first place.